Hello, Gemini. It is Marley with Fawnandfireintuitive. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I'm so excited to be back with you. I've been working on a lot of projects, going through my own ascension process and getting just a lot of revelations and a lot of downloads, and then it always brings about a lot more questions in order for me to be able to integrate it into my heart and understand and live it. But I am back, and I'm doing a really special reading tonight. I feel like it's really important. You know, this decade is about to end and we are heading up on 2020. And not only is 22 a master number, which is the master builder, but 2020 is clear vision. So I want to do a reading on the best thing you can do the next few months to get yourself ready for 2020, because it being a master builder year, whatever we're creating, it's going to be intensified and we're going to see those results. And so we want to make sure that we're clearing out blocks or garbage that might be creating the opposite of what we want, because no matter what, whether we are intending to or not, we are always creating something. So I thought this would be the most helpful thing to end, to really set our intentions on at the end of this year, to get ourselves ready so that we can be creating something that really lines up with what we want in our life. If we have this extra energy, this extra catalyst energy behind us, propelling us, let's get ready to sow into what we actually want to reap, rather than getting this extra harvest, but it's not even what we wanted. Anyway, okay, so I did pull the Oracle card and I did meditate for all the signs and get a few messages, and then I'm going to pull some tarot cards. Okay, Gemini? So the first thing is, in 2020, the biggest thing that will trip you up is you. Of course. But it's the things that are your greatest strengths can also end up being our greatest weaknesses if we are not putting the positive spin on it. Really it depends on what we are believing. And Gemini is a mutable sign. So it is easily influenced. And I feel like Gemini has sometimes an extra challenge, because not only are you mutable, which means that you can feel things that, you have the ability to pinpoint kind of what's off in situations, where people are coming from. Geminis can be very intuitive. They can be extremely, extremely intelligent, and intelligent in multiple different facets. They can be extremely creative, incredibly logical. They're able to kind of take history and art and religion and really get some great theories and ideas, and ways that they think that the world should run. One thing that I'm feeling for Gemini, as I was saying, we're really looking at the sun sign for this. So you can also look at your moon and your rising if you want to watch more videos to get something else that might resonate, that might inspire you to make a few shifts before 2020. But Gemini being the twins, there is a natural kind of duality. Like, you can see things one way one minute and another way the next, okay? And what I heard for you is the judgment mirror. Now, when we judge things, not only when we have a belief about somebody or something that is negative and not in our highest good or their highest good, if we lean into that judgment or that belief, the situation tends to get worse. They will start showing up more and more like that. And what ends up happening is it weighs you down. It makes you feel less confident, less, it's just the karmic cycle. When we judge, we basically hit the download button on a program, and it plays out in both people's lives, or the situation and our lives, okay? You have the dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. Now, I feel like what's really important about that, if you notice on this dog's third eye, there is a red stone, and the red stone represents the root chakra, okay? So it's kind of being very aware that your vision is creating, it is solidifying that energy into matter. You are seeing it happen in your life. And I feel like there's some beliefs or some judgments that maybe need to be cleared out, because not because somebody, not because that person didn't do something, or whatever. It's not about the other person, it's about how it's affecting you. Okay. And what's cool, the song that I heard, I don't actually, like, I love this artist, but I don't remember the song that well, but I heard the chorus. It's Glory by Dermot Kennedy. Okay, so look that up, because the lyrics are really amazing. But the lyrics that I heard, a set of eyes had pinned him, became his version of a kingdom. And then I heard that saying, everything that you set eyes on is yours. I believe that's in the Bible, where it was like, whatever you can see, that's yours. Okay. And so there's a little bit of, it's possible that you have, whether it be on a story in the past or a specific person, you've been incredibly loyal to something outside of you that, seemed like a kingdom, seemed like the answer. And basically, whatever story you've been telling yourself, whatever belief you've been having about it, it has become your kingdom. And if you're not liking the reflection of the kingdom that you're seeing, take a good look at the vision, at the beliefs, at the judgments, because they've been solidifying. And you want in 2020 to have clear vision, like, where are you heading in 2020? I would even suggest doing some journaling, like, where do you see yourself in your career? How do you want to feel? What goals would you have? What, like, ideally, if you could manifest anything. And I'm not saying like a specific person, or like, what are the feelings you want to have, the type of person you want to be, because the more you embody that energy, the more it's going to show up in your life. So if you can really think like, I want to look this way, feel this way, have these goals, have inspiration on how to reach these goals, that would be really positive, I think, because there's this song also talks about a lighthouse, and it's like shining all around, but it misses something. And I think that's something, it's like, you're looking like, why do I keep going through this cycle? And you're missing like the key piece. And it's because you're not looking towards, possibly, this could even just be in a specific area, but you might not be looking towards what you want. You might be looking towards what you don't want, and that's what's multiplying. So it's really important to release certain past definitions and, do some forgiveness. And then be loyal to what you love, the things you love to do, the parts of yourself that you really enjoy. You don't necessarily have to embrace, there's certain aspects of our personality sometimes that stop serving us. Like if you're being really defensive, or you have a story that it's kind of a protective mechanism in a way, it stops you from really going after what you want, and you kind of place the blame outward. You want to take a good look at that before 2020. Now you don't have to be perfect. Like, you're amazing just as you are. We all have ups and downs, as above, so below. We are all just learning and exploring, but there is an aspect here where it's saying, get a clear vision. Get a clear vision. Yeah. We have withdraw and creator. Okay, so take some time alone and really, really think about, what is it like? How do I want to feel? Who do I want to be? What do I want to look like? What do I want to be creating? What types of relationships do I want to have? And yeah, rather than thinking about the obstacles, like, you don't think about the plan as much, like, especially if you have a tendency of thinking about everything that might go wrong, or why you're not worth it, or what could get in the way. Like, that's going to fight against it. So you don't need to think about like the slick ways of how you're going to get there. Like, start to feel it and visualize it. I'm going to pull just a few more cards, Gemini. I was talking about the projects that I have been working on. We are starting our third Master Conduit course is starting this month. So if you're interested in that, my website's in the box below, or shoot me an email. It's just been amazing, and it's really great to it's called the Master Conduit course, and it helps like clear and really identify certain blocks and core wounds. And then in January, we're starting the second Master Conduit course, part 2, which is more about the really like moving towards enlightenment and embodying your power in a major way, really being able to create, getting to the place where you accept that you have created everything that you see, and really finding the power to kind of let go of those certain stories like we're talking about here, and really embrace your ability to create something amazing. Okay, so let's see what else is coming out for you, Gemini. So we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. So this is kind of a block to wishes coming true. And, you know, he's got all of this around him, these things, but there's an aspect of him feeling a little separate from it. And that can be kind of being a little bit closed off and not allowing, like truly emotionally being willing to connect with what you want. And that can come from like a lack of confidence. It can come from certain addictions getting in the way, like instead of facing the feelings, like getting alone with them, sitting with them, and then deciding what you actually want to create, choosing to let go. It's just kind of like, okay, what will make me feel better right now? But it's causing some separation. Interesting. So we have 2 9s. And actually, when I started reading this part, it was the clock was at 11:19. So 111 creating, and then the 9, which it's coming. It's like there's this encouraging thing that you are completing this kind of codependency, and then we have the 9 of Swords, and kind of letting go of overthinking, depression, sleepless nights, anxiety. In fact, for some of you, certain things that maybe you're ingesting were playing a part in that. And so that's part of the reason there's a need to look closer at any addictions, because maybe in the moment they feel good, but they actually are contributing to some emotional distress hormonally. Then we have the 7 of Pentacles, planting seeds, seeing them. So even, I feel like you're being encouraged to, even with these visions for 2020, your 2020 vision, believe for bigger than you think you can, even if it scares you a little. Like, start to get to the place where you can picture yourself having it in your mind, because it doesn't have to be maybe as much work, or it's not as impossible as you think it is. The Fool, a new beginning, like diving in. You're planting seeds. You have the opportunity right now to plant seeds towards like a whole new beginning. You might be juggling a lot right now. We have the Sun in reverse. Yeah, there are certain things, maybe you're trying to keep a lot of balls in the air. Maybe there's an aspect where in order to not feel stressed, in order, like maybe you started a bunch of things that you felt like it was what you wanted, or that it was like gonna help you get to the next place. But there might be like a little bit of a delay. There might be a need to set down a few of the balls and focus where you really want to be focused. Your big new beginning might be happening in the summer. It seems like there could be a big change. We have the King of Swords here with, so Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I am hearing for some, like it feels like institutional. I feel for some it's like college, and for some it's like a court situation. Yes, if you're having difficulty with a court situation, yeah, if you're having difficulty with a court situation, you can kind of let go of the stress, okay? Things are going to fall where they need to. Otherwise, some of you are kind of facing the truth on either a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, or a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You're kind of recognizing maybe a little bit of emotional instability or kind of like player-like vibes. There is this need here. Like, you're kind of being encouraged, don't be stressed. Like, there might be a delay on like ultimately what you wanted or like an ultimate understanding. But the truth is, there are certain things around you right now. Like, face the truth about what you pursue passionately that actually makes you feel emotionally not great. Okay. For some of you, it could be friendships. For some of you, it could be career. We also have a Queen of Pentacles here. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. We have a Star, which is Aquarius. And Three of Swords, which can be heartbreak or betrayal. For some of you, there is a huge healing of heartbreak, but there's this kind of need to accept, like, if something isn't making you feel great right now, you might be trying to be loyal to something that you love when it is time to actually just like branch out a little, allow some healing, allow some space. Because the more you stay hyper focused on it and then it's not coming right away, you actually start creating more resistance and more of the negative because you're really worried about waiting and worried about possessing that thing. Yeah, there's no need to feel like anxious or fearful or unsure. Right now it might feel like, we have both the moon and the sun in reverse. And so there is this aspect of, like I said, getting clear vision and digging into those emotions, because it's like things aren't, like I said with that lighthouse, you will be able to see it. Okay, so it's not blocked from you, yet you can't see it yet. All right, so I feel like for you, 2020, there's a lot about vision and recognizing that a lot of that's been happening is a mirror of what you believe. Okay, and sometimes it's like, okay, well then I'm just going to shove it down and I'm going to believe it, because we're still really looking at something outside of ourselves to fulfill us. And the truth is, we can't really bypass, like, it'll keep being uncomfortable till we get down deep, like, okay, why is, and that doesn't mean you can't have the thing or the person or whatever, but it means it's going to be continuously blocked until you kind of acknowledge, like, instead of pushing out, like, oh, that person is this and that person is that and it's that person's fault, or when you kind of find the root, it's always surprising that the origin of whatever you're seeing can be kind of the same. And as you root that up and just accept it, it helps you to get back focused where you need to be and frees up the resistance that was being placed on that original thing, which will end up allowing it to magnetize back towards you because you're not trying to control it. And trying to control something else, like trying to go outside in to feel better, doesn't work. Nobody can say anything or do anything that long term is going to help you build what you truly want to build in your life. So it's always best, like, if you see yourself projecting a lot, or like listen to the things you're saying about people, and recognize there's something in you that's causing that judgment. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in the Master Conduit course or a personal reading, my information's in the box below. So much love to you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Gemini.